Hi my fam and welcome to today's video. I think that filming this category of videos is slowly becoming my favorite. I love sitting down to be able to spill the beans on sharing a new Wearified launch with you. Because obviously the build up for me in my head for every single product is like a few months, 8 months, 10 months, a year, in a couple of cases 2 years. But when I can finally sit down and share this with you, it's like I feel light, and hopefully you're going to see a lot more products coming up later this year. So get into the rhythm of it. I hope you're enjoying this as much as I am. Today's launch is a little bit extra special, and it's because it's been one of those feelings where I'm like, oh my god, my baby brand that's like 8-9 months old is about to launch a range like this, which just makes me feel like it's been 9 months already. It'll be a year soon, inshallah, and hopefully the brand will grow with your love and support. Seeing this range of products with our name on it, with Wearified on it, has been a very, 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 very surreal feeling. And what we're launching today is really going to help you ace your makeup game. I'm not going to keep teasing because I know we always play the guessing game. Let's just dive right into this launch. Okay, so without any further ado, I feel like I want to start off with just telling you what the product is. Don't be guessing around me today, because for a change, I have not kept the products behind me. Maybe I'm trying to throw you off your game of guessing. I'm not sure, maybe. But the real reason why I actually haven't kept them behind me today is because we're actually launching 13 new products today. Well, it's one range and there's 13 of them. Yeah. The products we're launching today are our set of 12 absolute essentials makeup brushes. I am so happy to be able to do makeup brushes because, in all honesty, over the years, as much as I love makeup, I've realized that if you have the right tools, those really can be that secret weapon, that equipment in your arsenal that really makes any product work. Of course, technique is important, but tools play a very, very, very big role in the way you apply your makeup, wear your makeup. So I wanted our first launch in this range to be tools, brushes that I thought were an absolute essential. I of course know we all love 30 brushes and 40 brushes and things for very specific purposes, but because we're starting out in this category, and I feel like on the daily you obviously don't want to use 30 types of brushes, I wanted to bring to the fore things that will simplify your beauty routine. I feel like in every launch video at some point you hear me saying simplify your beauty routine. So there are a couple of brushes over here which you can multi-purpose. There are a couple of products that will you not find in the market. There are a lot of products that will really, really make you do absolutely anything with such ease. I mean to say, whether it's an eye look, whether it's the way you want to wear your foundation, whether it's the way you're wearing your cream products, powder products, I have you covered. I really, really genuinely feel like I have you covered. I have been working on this set of 12 brushes for so long. Of course, you've already met 3 of them, but we'll talk about them a tad bit as well, because I want to remind you what they do and they are part of the set. We will have a launch offer, a launch discount. Make sure you stick around and watch this video right till the end. I'm going to quickly walk you through all 12 brushes because I want you to know exactly what we've launched today here. And yes, on the website will carry all of these products somewhere in the middle of this video or as soon as this video ends. So the live chat, if you've tuned in for the premiere, the live chat will give you an exact update as to when the products have gone live. Also, to those of you who tune in for the premieres, thank you very much. I notice you, I see you, I appreciate you, and I love you. The fact that you take out time to watch this live and just be part of the conversation, which gives me like a first impression as to how much do you guys like the product, are you excited about it, and things like that, means a lot to me. So thank you for that. Okay, let's dive into these brushes because I've held on to them for so long. I'm happy to finally be able to share them with you. Number 1. Now, some of these brushes that I have around me are used because naturally I don't sit and just hold on to the brushes. I use them. So this one's a little bit dirty, I'm realizing, and I don't keep a lot of just stock in the house. Everything else is at the warehouse, so I'm kind of giving that disclaimer off the bat. Number 1 is our multi-purpose powder brush. Now this brush in particular definitely has a special place in my heart because it was the first one we launched. With all of the love that you gave me on IRL Paris filter, you also reached out to me and told me how much you loved the brush. I really honestly was so humbled by you reaching out to specifically tell me how much you love the brush, because this was just an accessory with the main product, which of course was our hero. Our brushes are super soft. They're synthetic, but when you touch it and feel it, you will feel like, oh my god, is this real hair? It's that soft. So obviously it's vegan, it's synthetic hair. You have a matte handle over here and a gold ferrule on top. We wanted it to be, of course, in sync with the Wearified branding of black, white, gold. You'll see the entire range like this. We launched this one with IRL Paris filter, right? And it was over here when we got all the love over this that I was like, I'm glad that you're getting more brushes, because obviously that was something I was waiting to see feedback on, because we had this in the lineup of launches. After this, we jumped from number 1 to number 3 when we launched our blushes. Now, with number 3, of course, first of all, you all guessed that there was a number 2 coming, which you now know about. But number 3 is a nice big powder brush. This is something that I highly recommend you use with your blushes. Not just me, okay? Now I'm trying to give you, I'm going a little bit digressing, giving you a side note over here. Not just me, there are me and a couple of other content creator friends of mine and makeup artist friends of mine who've talked and been like, oh, you know, all of us consistently used XYZ brand brush for the longest time, which of course costs around, I think about 2,000 rupees or something like that. I'm not quite sure. And now everyone has converted to this brush. So when they reach out to me and tell me things like that, it's such a reassuring feeling to know that I'm on the right track. And that's just something I will always like. I'll always take feedback seriously. I'll always listen to what you're liking, what you're loving, what you're not liking and not loving. So yeah, the fact that I continuously was getting compliments on the brushes was a very big win for me. After brush number 3, you met brush number 2. Now, brush number 2, in my opinion, is the most apt highlighter brush ever. You saw that we launched this with our highlighters, and it's a nice soft tapered brush. Something like this is absolutely fantastic if you're looking to use your highlighter from a subtle glow and take it up to, you know, a nice high beam. It complements the formula of our golden hour glow highlighters so wonderfully. Traditionally, I feel like a lot of people land up reaching out for fan brushes for highlighters, but as beautiful and fun as they look on social media, I feel like the practicality element was missing, and this brush kind of brings that to the fore. It's something you can use while applying your highlighter, not just on your cheekbones but on your brow bone, you know, on your nose, on your chin, wherever you want to apply your highlighter. And the building game here is quite strong. One of the things I specifically want to point out is that even though our brushes are very lightweight, you will get a great grip with them. It's just really nice to hold and it's very easy to move around. So whether you're a beginner or you're a pro, you're going to love these. I can promise you that. Now we're going to go on to brush number 4. So we have 6 face brushes and 6 eye brushes. We're on brush number 4, okay? And this one I've kind of kept in the plastic because I just wanted to remind you that each and every one of your brushes will come inside this little plastic casing. ASMR. This is of course for hygiene purposes, and apart from that you'll have this little net socket thing that'll come again just to make sure the shape is fine and keep it clean. Brush number 4 is a dome powder brush. Now I have to admit and tell you, for the longest time I would struggle to find the perfect fit of a shape that would go all the way to inside and just kind of be able to help me apply my loose powder. If you know my makeup style, you know I love a good fit me loose powder on my under eyes because I need that added coverage. So I tend to use this for that. Apart from that, this is a great shape also if you want to go into a powder bronzer or a powder contour and use it under your cheekbones or your jawline. This shape again is very multi-purpose, so use it as you think will work, but this is mostly a powder brush. We do have something that will work for creams really well also, which is coming up next. But this brush took so much time and so much patience. We tried so many different types of domes and I wanted that perfect shape that would work for all kinds of eye shapes, face shapes, and just something again that wasn't in the market. I wanted something that was easy to use, you know, lightweight, but still at the same time, as you can see, easy to maneuver. That was high priority for me. Brush number 5, I have to tell you, took even more work than brush number 4. Working on a foundation brush can be really, really tricky, right? Again, because all of us have so many different face shapes. When I'm making products in general, I'm not just making them for my face shape, skin tone, my preference. No, I have to keep in mind that as a business owner, I need to create products that more people are likely to buy. Now, I did the whole round, I did the whole softened round, I did the whole sharp round circuit, and I tried a whole bunch of things there. I promise you, someday I should just sit back and show you like rejected samples of things, and you'll understand how many variations of things I go through. And then on thinking and literally taking brushes and cutting them in odd ways and this and that, we came to this one over here. Brush number 5 is a beautiful, beautiful foundation brush, which if you see on this side like this, you will see why it is so, so unique. A brush like this will help you go into the crevices around your nose, right under your sideburns without going into your hair. It will help you with detailing. It gives you that flawless finish. For me, how do I explain this? I'm someone who is really particular about the way skin looks with makeup, right? I love less is more when it comes to foundation. I can't say the same thing while applying concealer because I need more concealer. But with foundation, I feel like if you have even a little bit of cakiness, whether you're applying little or whether you're applying lots of product, irrespective of what you do, with this brush, it will not cake up. It literally makes your face look airbrushed. And whether you apply it like going in this direction or taking it the other way, whether you're going upwards, whether you're patting, whether you're taking it long, just what I mean to say is there's 100 ways to use this brush. I mean, when I say 100, you know I'm exaggerating a little bit, but like there's many different ways to use this brush and every single way will just beautifully just give you the kind of coverage that makes your skin look airbrushed. I don't have any other way of putting it, in all honesty. It's very easy to use. It works just as beautifully on textured skin. I've tried this with multiple different types of foundations. I've used stick foundations with this. I've used liquid foundations with this. I've also used this for concealer, to be honest. And on some days when I've tested this with cream contours, I have also found it very easy to go in here and blend with your bronzer or contour. What I will obviously recommend is have 2 separate brushes, one for the contour and one for your foundation. It's just one of those brushes that I'm personally really proud of. I feel like it's very, very different and it's going to ease out your process of wearing your foundation and concealer. Like in my observation, a lot of my friends who are like, oh, rose foundation pehna bahut time jata hai, oh, it's such an effort. Even when they go for weddings, sometimes they're like, oh god, foundation lagana padega. But a brush like this will get your job done in a jiffy and it's super easy to work with. I'm going to end it with saying it's super easy to work with, otherwise I'll keep talking about this brush. Brush number 6. Now I literally have 2 used brushes. Number 6 is over here and I'll tell you why. First let me show you the brush. Brush number 6 looks like this. It is a cream and liquid friendly brush. It has a round tip on the front. It's very, very roundish. It's not a complete dome, but it does has a little lift in the middle, which you'll see, I think, when you hold it in person. I feel like you'll get a better idea of this. And the reason I've used 2 today is because I like to use this for concealer, and then I like to use this for just going into the contour area over here. You know, when you have like a relatively smaller face, or when you want contour to just sit in that one area and make sure it doesn't budge, you want a smaller round brush like this to go in and just apply it. It blends so beautifully, works so wonderfully. It's very, 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 very dense also, you'll see, right? Like for example, these powder brushes, they're dense but they're fluffy. These are not fluffy, they're just very dense. So these are super amazing to use if you're about to work with cream or liquid products, while of course brushes 1, 2, 3 and 4 are very powder dominated. I think that brings us to the end of face brushes. Now we're about to get into eye brushes. And can I tell you my goal? Like with eye brushes, I feel like a lot of people get intimidated by eye makeup brushes. I also feel like a lot of people want to simplify their eye makeup application, because sometimes you look at a lot of like these tutorials on YouTube, on Instagram, and it starts to seem like, oh my god, there's so many different steps just to do one eye makeup look. So I wanted to really break it down, and I wanted to make sure that you can even do an elaborate look with like these 4 brushes, and at the same time you can do a basic look with these 2, 3 or 4 depending on how much of it you want to use. A little tip I want to give you going into this section is also just to kind of like talk about eyeshadows just for 1 second. When you are using an eyeshadow palette and you're changing different pigments in an eyeshadow palette, please switch your brushes up, because a lot of times I have you guys DMing me, commenting and asking that I do the same thing but it doesn't look like this. Using different brushes really changes the way your eyeshadow looks, because you can't use the same teeny brush across 3 pigments. You won't get the look because they'll all be overlapping and it'll just get messy by the end of it. Okay, I'm going to brush number 7. Brush number 7 is an eyebrow brush. This one over here has an angled brush on one side, which makes your application of a powder, a gel, pomade, absolutely anything very easy. And the other end has a spoolie over here. Now this is the only double-sided brush that I have. The reason this is the only double-sided brush, two-ended brush, is because I feel like as fun as double-sided brushes look online when you're making that purchase and adding to cart, when you keep them in something, case in point, one side will invariably land up getting compromised and the shape of your brush goes for a toss on that side. I have a couple of high-end brushes which are double-sided, and I just feel bad because I've spoiled the second side so badly that I can only use one side of it. So when I started working on this collection, that was one of the main things I had in mind, where I said, nope, utility is very important. It's not just about how things look. Of course, we value aesthetic, but it's not just about the way something will look on the website or on social media. When somebody is storing it, it needs to be just as important that they can preserve it, keep it, maintain it. So this is the only double-sided one. And of course, if you are storing this like me, I would recommend you keep this side facing down and not this brush. And before I forget to tell you, you can actually move this side around. It's a wire side. So just in case you're someone who wants a little bit of flexibility and want to move it, if you're doing something creative, know that the spoolie end can move. You're not breaking it. It works just fine. Okay, now these are the 4 eyeshadow brushes I was talking about, right? We have 6 eye brushes in all, and 4 of these are eyeshadow brushes. Obviously, these are all 4 different types of application and blending eyeshadow brushes. I'm going to go in our like numbered order over here, which somewhat could be an application order also, but I feel like everybody does their makeup differently. So first of all, I have brush number 8 over here. Brush number 8 is like a, if you're one of those one and done eyeshadow kind of people where you take one shade, you just want to wash and you're done, over, good for you, this is the brush you need. I feel like this brush can help you apply, can help you blend, will really diffuse the color out as well. In fact, you'll see, so I'm going to talk about the next brush and then come back to why I'm holding on to this. I used brush number 9 today for this look to go ahead and apply a darker shade on the outside. This one is a flattish brush, but it also has a little bit of a round quality, so it's really nice to go into your crease, to go onto the outside. And then actually I went back into brush number 8 and just blended the whole thing out really easily. For lack of any other word, really, these brushes will make your eye makeup super easy to do. That is something I can promise you. Then we have brush number 10. Now, if you know my personal makeup style, you know I love to take some highlighter and go into the innermost corner of my eye. If you're not taking a highlighter, you'll take a slightly shimmery shade from your eyeshadow palette. The idea with eye makeup typically is to make your eyes look bigger and more open, right? We all love that. This is a really great tool to have if you want to go into the inner corner. You can also use this under your lower lash line. If that's your makeup style, please go for it. Again, super soft, very easy to use. And when it comes to eye makeup, like I personally cannot finish my makeup look without hitting that inner corner. So this has that round quality, but it also has that little tip, you know, it's a mini dome. So it just gives that right amount of blendability and also kind of hitting that absolute inner spot. I'm explaining this very weirdly, I understand, but when you're applying the makeup, you'll understand what I'm saying with these brushes. Then we have brush number 11. Now it's funny because this brush gave me a lot of trouble. It gave me a lot of trouble because I went through so many variations of this and I wasn't able to get it. You know, it was irritating me that I wasn't able to get. So if you look at brush number 11 really closely, it looks like it's flat, but when you start to use it on your eyes, you will notice that it has a little bit of roundness in it as well, right? Typically you get these C-shaped, really flat brushes which you traditionally use under your lower lash line to kind of go ahead and smudge that kajal or apply that eyeshadow. In my experience, those eyeshadow brushes just end up feeling really pointy and hard on the eyes, and because of that, I think because of that only, my typical go-to style is not to apply anything on the lower lash line, because those brushes just really hurt. This does not hurt, I promise you. And can I just give you a funny note about this? It came to a point eventually where I was working on this one, right? And I said brush number 8 and 9 have had a baby and they've had brush number 11. It sounds so stupid, but I kept saying it on repeat internally to my manufacturers, to everyone, because I was like, it needs to be like that. It needs to do what both these brushes do together. It just became a joke because I kept saying they had a baby, and then I realized how it sounds, and Jerry's giving me a weird look as he's sitting next to me that I'm sharing this, but it's true. So I wanted to make sure every brush does something unique and adds that level of detailing, because I truly believe that you can have everything in 12 brushes and you don't necessarily need to have 30 brushes. Of course, if you want to have 30 brushes, that's great, and maybe eventually we'll do different types of brushes and tools that cater to specific things. But for now, I wanted to start out with a kit that was just, you know, covers you. It covers all your bases. Last but not the least, we have brush number 12. This is our teeny meeny baby over here, and as you see, it comes with a little cover of its own. It's the only one that comes with a cover of its own. It's an eyeliner brush. It's super thin, and of course, if you push it down, it becomes thicker as well. So it really depends on the way you use this tool. Brush number 12 comes with its own little dhakkan. Brushes 1 to 6 come with the net thing that I showed you. And the rest of the brushes, when you talk about brushes 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, they just come with the protective plastic layer. They don't need the netting on it because the size is really nice and small. I'm kind of letting you know that, so you know that you've gotten the piece correctly. We've not like just decided to put something aside. But yeah, wow, you just met all 12 of my new babies. And I said 13 earlier. I should tell you what number 13 in this launch is. Number 13 of today's launch is a pouch. There was absolutely no way I was going to launch my own makeup brushes without a pouch. I wanted to make sure that this was very, 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 very travel friendly for you. I promise you, for as long as I can, I will continue to think and cover all of these details. This is a nice big pouch, by the way, and in case you're wondering, you will see the brushes only come till here. And in fact, even with that, you'll see it's a new pouch, so it hasn't even gone as wide as it actually can. I'm barely using up any space in this pouch with these brushes, and in case you're wondering why I didn't just opt for one of those brush pouches, it's because when you're traveling, and if I'm giving you something that covers your absolute basics, then your absolute basic makeup should also fit in the same pouch. That's kind of the philosophy I'm coming from. I don't want you to have to carry like 4 pouches for your things. If you're going away for a weekend and if you're carrying this brush set, everything will fit in one pouch. I don't want to I want to simplify routines. Gosh, I should just get a tattoo that says simplify beauty routines. But yeah, this is what we have over here. Now, I'm sure a lot of you want to know the details, like the prices, when you can buy them. When you can buy them, I'm going to leave to the live chat and of course the pinned comment if you're watching this later, because it's live on our website. Let me quickly tell you about the prices. Let me quickly tell you about the details and the offer details as well, because we do have a launch offer going. So brush numbers 1, 2, 3 and 6 all retail for 449 rupees. You know, all of our rates are inclusive of taxes, inclusive of shipping. We don't charge you separately for either of those. Brush number 4, which is our powder brush, retails at 549 rupees. Brush number 5, which is our foundation brush, retails at 599 rupees. All of these brushes, numbers 1 to 6, you can buy individually on the website as well. Repeating myself again, not charging you extra for shipping. So even if you buy one of them, it's all good. Now, apart from buying any of these face brushes independently, please know that you also have a value set available for the face brushes. Yes, I've got you covered. If you buy these face brushes like individually, all 6 of them together will come to the price of 2,944. I'm reading this because I don't want to get the numbers wrong. However, if you buy the entire set together, you will get it at 2,699. So you save some money if you're buying all 6 of them as a value set. Now coming to the eye brushes. Now here we don't retail these individually, we retail them directly as a set of eye makeup brushes. These retail for 1799 rupees. Okay, so now I've told you about the face brushes, I've told you about individually and value set, I've told you about the eye brushes as a set. I should now tell you about how much it'll cost you if you want the entire Absolute Essentials set of 12 makeup brushes. Personally, that's obviously what I'm going to vote for, because at the end of the day you want to be covered with your face as well as your eye makeup. If you were to buy all of these individually, the actual price of it would come to 5,587. However, the value set cost for this comes to 4,499. And I think it's time to tell you about our launch offers, because we have 3 very cool options for our launch offers. All of these launch offers are valid till tomorrow night, Monday night. And please note that they're only obviously valid till stocks last. That is a question we got a lot around the time of our airbrush launch and also around the other launches. I want to kind of clarify that if these are sold out, naturally we're going to take time to restock. So just putting that out there. Coming to the launch offers, we're basically helping you save around 500 to 550 rupees on each of these orders. If you buy the entire set of 12, which comes along with the pouch, I forgot to mention that earlier, I think when you buy all 12 together, you get the pouch free. Typically that's for 4,499. Just for the launch offer, you will get it at 3,999. The minute you say launches at 3,999, it means you're getting each of these for 307 rupees. I'm of course counting the pouch as well. And if you go ahead and buy either the face kit or the eye kit just for the launch offer, add the pouch along with it to your cart and the pouch will check out for free. The pouch, by the way, if you want to buy it independently, is for 549 rupees. So I feel like I've mentioned everything now. I hope I'm not missing anything. Please make sure you check the pinned comment down below for direct links. If you are taking the second offer where you want the pouch free, use the code FREEPOUCH on checkout. And if you're buying the entire set of 12, you don't need any code. It will automatically give you the 500 rupee discount on checkout. I'm repeating myself once again. These offers are, as a small brand, is something that we do keeping a certain budget in mind, obviously. So they only are there till tomorrow night or till stocks last, whatever comes first. Yeah, wow, I just spilled all of the beans on this particular launch and I'm really excited for you to get your hands on them. I'm going to repeat myself and say that having the perfect set of like tools changes the way your makeup game works. So I hope you guys get your hands on them. I hope you enjoy them. If you do, please don't forget to tell me or like basically DM me or the Wearified page. My team is always keeping an eye on that as well. And let us know what you think of them. Tag us on your purchases on social media. I am living for your tags and loving them in all honesty. And if you are, like I mentioned this earlier also, if you have any thoughts on products that you like or products that you don't like in the market and feel like there's a gap and you wish there was a certain product, Wearified is the brand that will hopefully be able to give you your dream products in every single category. I love you very, very much. I will see you on wearified.in. Thank you for watching this video. Bye, guys.